A few days have passed since the news broke and it's now confirmed. Gorewear is shutting down its cycling and running apparel business. After more than 4 decades of helping riders get through the worst conditions, the brand will stop producing kit, with orders only fulfilled until March the 31st, 2026. Now, Gorewear wasn't born from fashion. It was born from a family taking a gamble on science. In 1958, Bill and Vive Gore left the safety of a steady career and started W.L. Gore and Associates in the basement of their own home in Delaware.
Bill was excited about this new material that possessed a number of remarkable qualities.
Bill was convinced that a material called PTFE had untapped potential, and together they built a company on curiosity, innovation, and a belief that science could genuinely improve people's lives. And in 1969, his son, Bob Gore, discovered expanded PTFE, the material that then became Gore-Tex.
When I showed my dad this experiment, he immediately could envision all of the wonderful things that could be made out of this material.
And by 1987, the brand was already in the pro peloton with the Super Convex team at the Tour de France. Now fast forward to 2018, Gore Bikewear and Gore Running Wear combined into one unified identity, Gorewear. Born from the same company that invented Gore-Tex, Gorewear became the in-house showcase of what that fabric could really do. Real riders, real weather, real proof. And over 40 years, the brand earned trust by producing great products. Then came the official announcement. W.L. Gore and Associates confirmed the Gorewear apparel line will close. They said they had faced significant challenges and couldn't continue in such a competitive landscape. They thanked the industry for its loyalty, saying, "Together, we've pushed the boundaries in the cycling and running apparel worlds and helped athletes gear up for every weather and every adventure." Gore-Tex isn't going anywhere. You'll still see it used by Rapha, Panama Studios, Endura, Arc'teryx, Nike and Adidas, and many more. There's also a wider industry shift happening that was worth looking into. Waterproof and breathable textiles have come under some serious scrutiny because of PFAS, often called forever chemicals, which don't break down in the environment. These chemicals were historically used across the industry, including in some Gore-Tex products. One of the most notable casualties for cyclists was shake dry. It was highly effective, but its use of PFAS made it unsustainable for the future, and it disappeared from the markets as regulations tightened. Gore Fabrics publicly committed back in 2017 to remove PFCs of environmental concern from its membranes and water repellent treatments by 2023. But earlier this year, W.L. Gore and Associates faced a class action lawsuit accusing the company of misleading consumers about its continuous PFAS use and overstating its sustainability claims. The claim argued that Gore ran what attorneys called a greenwashing campaign. For a brand built on trust and science, it added a lot of pressure at the exact moment when the market was changing. Now here's a key part of why this hits the market quite hard. Gorewear is sat in a very specific price tier. They're not cheap, but they're never really luxury. Their jackets usually sit around £200 to £280, with top shells being a little bit higher. Bib tights around £150 to £220. They're more premium than Decathlon, DHB or Altura, but noticeably lower than Rapha, Assos, Panama Studios or MAP. You were paying for engineering, not branding. You didn't buy it to be seen, you bought it because you wanted it to work. Function without the premium tax. So the big question now is, if Gorewear was the go-to for performance that you could trust in all conditions, who takes that spot? Albion sits nearest in spirit to where Gorewear lived, but with a slightly different personality and more community-led identity, which I will be covering in a video soon. The reaction online has been a mix of sadness and realism. Some riders say it is a shame to lose a trusted brand and hope that the design team land on their feet. Others pointed out that while Gore-Tex set the gold standard, Gorewear did struggle to stand out when other brands were proudly using the same fabrics, often with better styling or lower prices. And branding, of course, came up too. Several riders felt Gore blurred the lines between Gore-Tex, Windstopper, Infinium, and their product names, making the range confusing and diluting of what the brand actually stood for. And of course, A handful of people are already predicting clearance deals and planning to stock up while they can. This could spark a new wave of material innovation, marketing battle around fabric science. There's a sadness to this one that goes beyond another brand shutting down. Gorewear wasn't loud, and it definitely wasn't trend driven. It was a brand built on trust that riders didn't buy it to flex on Instagram. They bought it because it kept them warm, dry, and moving when everyone else was turning back. In a market that's becoming more about marketing than mileage, something genuine is disappearing. The space is open, and the rider who values function over aesthetic is looking for a new home. Let me know your go-to for waterproof winter kit. Maybe it's a brand I haven't heard of. I'd be interested to know. Once again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.